Albacete, 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 3 Real Madrid 2. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, what you call karma. You know what karma is, and you know it happens everywhere in this world. It doesn't matter who you are, it's gonna catch up to you one day. And it's taken 2 days for it to catch up to Real Madrid. As you can read here, Albacete 3, Real Madrid 2. Albacete, a second division team, Albacete, has upset the mighty Real Madrid. The same Real Madrid who thought it was right to sack Xabi Alonso. What do you feel now, Vinny Jr.? What do you feel now, Kylian Mbappe? What do you think, Jude Bellingham? And most importantly, Florentino Perez. You made the choice of sacking Xabi Alonso after the Supercopa de Espana finals, where Barcelona narrowly defeated Real Madrid 3-2. You went with the players' choice. The players didn't want Xabi Alonso. You could see the players are split. You could see the likes of Fede Valverde, Rodrigo, Vini Jr., Alvaro Carreras, Kylian Mbappe, David Alaba, all forming a side, wanting Xabi Alonso out of the club. Disgraceful. Disgraceful. These people have treated Xabi Alonso as if he's a bozo, as if he's a joke of a team. Do you know who Xabi Alonso is, by the way? Won the Champions League with Liverpool in 2005. Was a cult hero for Liverpool. Joined Real Madrid in 2009. Won the Champions League with them in 2014. Won league titles with Real Madrid in 2012. He's a legend at Real Madrid. Xabi Alonso won the Euros in 2008, won the World Cup in 2010, and won the Euros once again in 2012 with the Spanish national team. So not only is he a legend at Real Madrid, probably the biggest club in the world, but he's a legend for the Spanish national team as well. So he's an icon in Spain. He's a legendary figure in Spain. Now you'll say Uttam, Uttu Rants. How does that matter? What's his managerial credential look like? Before joining Real Madrid, Leverkusen were down in 17th place in the Bundesliga halfway through the season. They sacked the manager. They give a ring to Xabi Alonso. They say, ting, 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 ting. Hey, hola, hola. Hey, mi Xabi Alonso, eh? Hey, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo está? Hey, muy bien, muy bien. Yeah, yeah. You want job at Leverkusen? You want job? Sí, sí, sí. See, I'm joining Leverkusen. I'm joining Leverkusen. We're 17th on table. Oh, 17th on table. Hey, don't worry. I'm gonna save you, Leverkusen. You know me, I'm Xabi Alonso. Mark my words, I'm beast manager. Soo! And Xabi Alonso joined Leverkusen that season. And he turned the whole fortune of the club. They ended 6th in the Bundesliga table by the end of the season. That's what Xabi Alonso did in half a season. Then came time for the full season. His first full season in charge of Leverkusen. People had doubts on Xabi Alonso. They said, oh, he came as an interim manager. Oh, that's just managerial bounce for Leverkusen. He wasn't that. He's not that great. He ain't gonna do anything now. Watch, he's gonna have a disappointing season in Leverkusen and possibly get sacked. Xabi Alonso took that personally. Guess what he did? Went unbeaten in the cup. Won the domestic cup in Germany for Leverkusen. Went undefeated in the league. Invincible. Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga gave a head kick on the head top of Bayern Munich, ending their rule in Germany. And Bayer Leverkusen were crowned Bundesliga champions. Bundesliga champions undefeated. And in the Europa League, he was once again undefeated until he lost in the finals against Atalanta. That's what Mr. Xabi Alonso did at Leverkusen. And his next season, his final season at Leverkusen, finished second in the Bundesliga and round of 16 in the Champions League. And he finished top 8 at the group stages. This is what Xabi Alonso did at Bayer Leverkusen. This is the credentials of Xabi Alonso in his managerial career. I know it's a short managerial career so far, but what he has done in 2.5 seasons, managers wish they could do in their careers. Literally, what Xabi Alonso did was spectacular, mind-blowing, and with the players that he did it with. Now he joined Real Madrid after those 2.5 seasons at Bayer Leverkusen. Pre-season went very decently for Real Madrid. They lost in the semi-finals against PSG at the Club World Cup. And once the league started, they started off very well in both the Champions League and the La Liga. They were top on the table. They were doing very well even in the Champions League matches as well. But things took a turn late September, early October. He made it clear that Vinny Jr. wouldn't start most of the games, that Rodrigo would play in those left wing positions after he impressed Xabi Alonso in the training sessions. Given that he wasn't part of Xabi Alonso's plans at the start, as when he first took over at Real Madrid, but he did win the trust of Xabi Alonso in the weeks after the initial stages. Vinicius Jr. on the other hand, crying, complaining to everyone, and mainly to Florentino Perez, who instead of backing the manager Xabi Alonso, backed Vinny Jr. and the players. The final straw was when Vinny Jr., who had probably his best game of the season against Barcelona in the El Clasico, where Real Madrid beat Barcelona 2-1 in La Liga. Vinny Jr. was substituted off in the 75th minute of the game. Now the scoreline still read 2-1 in favor of Real Madrid. Vinny Jr., after being substituted, stormed off into the tunnel, disrespecting not just the manager, not just his players, not just the staff, but also the fans of Real Madrid. But given the fact, the way the story spread in the media, you would think Real Madrid bottled the 2-1 lead after Vinny Jr. was sacrificed off. All Xabi Alonso did was make the tactical switch. He wanted to bring on another midfielder, a defender in place of Vinny Jr. to seal off the game. And guess what? Real Madrid won the game 2-1. They went on to win the game 2-1. You would think that Real Madrid either threw away the game, either drawing or losing the game. But no. Real Madrid held on to the lead and won the game 2-1. What followed was disgraceful by Vinny Jr. He met Florentino Perez, had a meeting with him, and after the meeting, he posted a message saying, "I'm sorry to the president, Florentino Perez. I'm sorry to the fans. I'm sorry to my teammates, and I'm sorry to the staff." And blah 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 blah, whatever the hell he wanted to say, that bum Vinny Jr. Guess what? There was no apology for Xabi Alonso, the head coach, the manager of Real Madrid. No apology to him whatsoever after disrespecting him at the Bernabeu, at the El Clasico, with all the eyeballs on that night watching the game. All of them seen the disrespect Vinny Jr. showed to Xabi Alonso, and he still had the guts to still disobey his manager Xabi Alonso. Following on in the season, Real Madrid did have a bad stretch of run, losing a few games, throwing away leads, drawing games. Um, and although Xabi Alonso was close to getting sacked during the bad run, he did pull it back for Real Madrid, winning 5 games in a row once again before the Supercopa de Espana finals. Now you would think, okay, Xabi Alonso, even if things don't go right against Barcelona in the Supercopa de España, you would think Xabi Alonso would be given the access and the opportunity to lead Real Madrid until the end of the season at least. But no. The Supercopa de España was a close game, given that Barcelona did win the game 3-2. Real Madrid did miss two massive opportunities. First, Alvaro Carreras in the 94th minute of the game, and in the end, Raul Asensio in the 98th minute of the game. The final kick of the match, where he headed his opportunity straight into the path of Jun Garcia. Real Madrid went on to lose the game 3-2, and what followed after was disrespectful to Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso called his players to give Barcelona a guard of honor. But Kylian Mbappe had the audacity to call all his players back and the manager Xabi Alonso. And Alonso, he disrespected the coach as well. All you had to do was listen to your manager. No player is above the club. No player is above the manager, firstly. Let alone the club. You're not above the manager. You don't take the decisions. You don't make the decisions. You don't take action. All you have to do is listen to what the manager does. Make sure you're able to deliver for the manager on the field. The only actions that you should do is what the manager has instructed you to do. But that wasn't the case at Real Madrid. And Perez and the other Real Madrid directors lied to the media, saying it was a mutual decision between Xabi Alonso and the board for him to leave the club. But in actuality, Xabi Alonso was sacked. He wanted to continue as the head coach, as a manager of Real Madrid. But the board members backed the players. Back Kylian Mbappe, back Vinny Jr., back Rodrigo, back Jude Bellingham, back Carvajal, back Trent, back Courtois, back Hoysen, back Alvaro Carreras, back Fede Valverde, back Arda Güler, back Camavinga, back every single player apart from the main man, the manager, Xabi Alonso. Now, Kylian Mbappe should never be trusted firstly. He's the reason as to why there have been so many managers before Luis Enrique took over at PSG. He tried his best to get Luis Enrique out as the manager of PSG before he left the club. Don't forget that. At PSG, he's gotten rid of Emery, Tuchel, Gaultier, Pochettino. These are the managers that he's gotten rid of. Don't forget that. He tried to get rid of Enrique as well. But the board had enough. The PSG board had enough of Kylian Mbappe. Had enough. They said, get the hell out of here, you. Boom. Enrique dropped him because of disciplinary issues shown by Kylian Mbappe towards the team, as well as disrespecting the manager Luis Enrique. Eventually he was sold to Real Madrid, and Mbappe made it clear he wanted to win the Ballon d'Or and the Champions League, and that's why he left PSG. But guess what happened the following season? Not only did PSG win the Champions League, not only did PSG win the sextuple, but his close friend, the man Ousmane Dembele, who joined a season before Kylian Mbappe left the club, went on to win the Ballon d'Or. That's a spit on your face, Kylian Mbappe. That just shows how destitute you are, how disrespectful joke of a dog you are. And this is karma to you, Kylian Mbappe. God is the greatest, never forget that. And if you're disrespectful to your elders, God will take care of you in such, and his actions, you can never win against God, remember that. His actions speak louder than whatever you do on the field, it doesn't matter. God is the decider. He decides whether you're going to be on the good side or the bad side. Don't forget that. Now, after Xabi Alonso was sacked, 2 days later, Real Madrid played Albacete in the Copa del Rey round of 16. Now everyone would have thought this is an easy game. Arbeloa is the interim manager now for Real Madrid. Light work. Let's move on. Real Madrid went on to lose 3-2. This is what happens when you get rid of a manager of the like of Xabi Alonso. You thought Arbeloa would do things for you. He's come from Castilla, Real Madrid, Castilla. And all he's done is made Real Madrid a laughing stock. This is worse than Manchester United losing to Grimsby Town. Albacete, not even going to penalties. You lost in 90 minutes. You joke, man. This is what happens when you disrespect a legend like Xabi Alonso. Not just the players, but also the board. How dare you disrespect someone like Xabi Alonso? Now suffer with Arbeloa. Let's see what Arbeloa does for Real Madrid until the end of the season. Let's see if he can take you to the summit of the La Liga. Let's see if he can take you deep into the Champions League. Let's see. Oh, you don't have any more cup competition, do you? You joke of a things. Anyhow, Real Madrid have messed it up. Which manager would want to go to Real Madrid given that he won't be backed? Unless Jurgen Klopp joins Real Madrid, I think there will not be any Real Madrid manager who can be successful given how the players have all the authority to do whatever the hell they want to do and the board backing the players over the manager. If that's the case, Real Madrid will have tough times moving forward. They will struggle a lot moving forward. The board has to change. It should be manager over players. And once that happens, Real Madrid will be back on track. Mark my words. And in my opinion, one of Vinny Jr. or Mbappe has to leave. And for me, it probably would be Mbappe given that Vinny Jr. has done a lot for Real Madrid in his over the period of time that he's been a Real Madrid player. But anyhow, it's up to the Real Madrid board as to what they want to do moving forward. If you enjoyed this video, like, share and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Come on, man. Make me famous. Come on, man. I'm putting out entertainment videos just for you lot. Come on. Subscribe, share, like. Come on, get me high. I'm a beast. Let's go. I'm a beast.